Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be breaking down the new update. There's a lot to it, but I will try to get through it as fast as I can. First and foremost, the last of the primordial Dofuses, the Ebony Dofus, has come out in this update. Much like the other primordial Dofuses, this quest starts at Mariana's hut, which can be found in the nauseating swamps in Amagna. To be able to advance in this quest, you should have access to two zones. The zone past the Celestial Barbarian, also known as Frigos 3, and the Viking area. Just like the other primordial Dofuses, the Ebony Dofus has one fixed effect, as well as a passive effect. The fixed effect was changed twice, going from +1 range to 15 lock and 15 dodge, now being finalized at 40 dodge. Range was rejected because it was thought that it would exclude classes and gameplays that are CC focused. And the primordial Dofuses are supposed to be interesting to everyone. The 15 lock and 15 dodge idea just seemed useless and uninteresting, especially since the two effects countered each other in a way. 40 dodge is now the final decision, and the logic behind it will be explained in a minute. So how does the passive effect of the Ebony work? It works on a principle of charges that is displayed in the same way that a Sakri or suffrage level is displayed, with a number over the head which can be accumulated to a maximum of 5. Each charge gives the bearer 2% increase in their final damage, and 3 charges can be accumulated per turn. The first charge is automatically triggered at the start of your turn. A second is added if you do damage from long range to an enemy or an ally, and the third is if you do damage from close combat. Once you have reached 5 charges, if the last hit you did was in close combat, then you will remain at 5 charges with a final increase of damage of 10% until you hit from range, at which point you will inflict a poison in the element of the attack of the spell, and your charge will be reset to 1. This works vice versa. If the last attack that you did was from range, which brought up your charge to 5, then you now need to attack from CC to be able to inflict this poison. This poison is cumulable, lasts for 3 turns, and is non-debuffable. Given that you can stack 3 charges per turn, you can inflict this poison every other turn if you optimize your turns correctly. This is where the dodge from the base effect is important. The dodge will allow you to unlock more easily in order to alternate between close combat and ranged attacks. The Ebony Dofus is the last of the primordial Dofuses, and with the closure of the journey for the 6 Dofuses comes a new ornament as well as a new emote, which you will receive once you have completed all 6 Dofus quests and a few others. Next are the Infinite Dungeons, which is a new PvM system that has come with this update. To access Infinite Dungeons, you can click the icon in the sidebar, much like your Haven pack. Although it is a PvM implementation, PvPers should also be excited about this because it brings about new gear and runes, which will be covered in a second. When you enter the Infinite Dungeons, you will be presented with different rooms you can choose from, each with its own boss. This boss you must have faced and defeated previously in its respective dungeon. This boss will be accompanied by random mobs from all over the world in different zones. These mobs will also be of a higher level and health than you're used to. The rooms also come with a combat modifier, much like fights in the 4 dimensions. This combat modifier is dependent on the room of the boss you have chosen. You can invite friends into your infinite dungeon if you have progressed into further rooms, and they'll be able to join you no matter what room you're at. However, there's a limit of 4 characters per fight, including yourself. At the end of the fight, you'll receive 2 types of drops, group dream points as well as dream reflections, which are an exchangeable resource unlike the group dream points. The group dream points allow you to buy certain handicaps which will assist you in your progression through the infinite dungeons. The dream reflections can be used to craft the new legendary items, which will be covered in a minute, or the new runes, which can be purchased using these reflections. There are 2 new types of runes, each with 3 power levels much like regular runes. There are the regular, the Pa, and the Ra. These 2 new types of runes are the Corruption runes and the Transcendence runes. These runes both give elevated stats, however, the Corruption rune gives a higher base effect that is balanced out with a negative effect on the Vitality. The particularity of these runes is that they have a 100% chance of success, and cannot be used on an item that already has an over or an extra mage. Once the rune has been placed, the item will be marked with a no further smith magic % chance of success status, which means that no runes can be placed on the item at all, new runes or otherwise. Contrary to some beliefs, you do not have to have completed the 6 Dofus quests in order to use the runes. However, what you need to have completed the 6 Dofus quests for is crafting the legendary items. The legendary items are a new type of item that come coupled with a passive bonus, much like the Dofuses. This is what separates them from regular items. Examples of these passive bonuses are, for example, getting extra AP and then having the AP taken away on alternating turns, doing neutral damage around you in a zone at the end of your turn, and so on. These legendary items come with 2 downsides. The first being that you do have to complete the 6 Dofus quests to craft them, and the other being that apart from one of the 2 shields, none of them give resistance, and in fact some of them give negative resistance. So if you are using many different legendary items, chances are you will be needing at least some resource pets or perhaps a dragon helmet to account for the difference. On the topic of gear, there is a new set, which is the Past Deck set. This set is an intelligence chance hybrid set, which is topped off with a good dose of pushback damage as well. A small change to the wording of gear has also been added. AP and MP loss resistances are now referred to as AP and MP parry, so don't be surprised or confused if you see that on some of your old gear. New ceremonial items have also been added to the game, and the ceremonial gear is now more easily identifiable in your inventory thanks to its new blue border. To top all of this off, Season 1 of the Colosseum has come to an end, and this update brings about the start of Season 2. So that's it for this video. There were small changes that I chose to leave out, and I did my best to focus on the points that I thought were more important and that more people wanted to hear. So if you enjoy this type of video, or if maybe you feel like I've left some important things out, really don't hesitate to let me know. You can either let me know in the comments or feel free to message me in game. Until next time, bye!